Hello, friend. Today I'm here to introduce you my third dream projects in the campus of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. Friend, let me tell you, when I joined this university in the 2003, I came to know that a student of this university don't have option for going for MSc in electronics. In fact, in entire Marathwada region, students were not having option for going for MSc in electronics in 2003. Uh, when I saw the all the university profile, I came to know that all universities in the state of Maharashtra, MS Electronics and Department of Electronics is there. However, this was the only one university where the Department of Electronics was not in existence and students were not having this option. So from that, the first day of my joining in this university, I was having dream of establishing Department of Electronics and providing this wonderful option for doing MSc Electronics to the students of this particular region. And since then, I was searching for opportunities. In 2007, I got an opportunity as well. University authorities advised me to start MSc Electronics course in the Department of Physics. But somehow, since infrastructure was not there, so I was not in the favor of initiating any new course without any infrastructure. And then I very politely, I humbly, with very humble approach, I requested university not to initiate, not to establish, not to start an MSc Electronics course without infrastructure. In due course of time, yesterday I told you that in this university campus in the year 2013, we have established Center for Vocational Education and Training with BHOP courses. And later on, I also told you that we went ahead and prepared a very comprehensive proposal for establishment of Deen Dayal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra in the campus of this university. So we went ahead and submitted proposal. I was the person who went to the University Grants Commission, New Delhi, to defend their proposal in the interface meeting. And fortunately, we were really fortunate to have that proposal approved by UGC, and we got 4 crore rupees. And through this funding, wonderful funding and huge funding, we have created state-of-the-art facilities in the area of industrial automation and automobile technology. This was like one of the step that I thought I should mention right in the beginning. Moreover, when I joined this university in 2003, from 2003 onward, I started writing proposal to various funding agencies. And I went to US in 2006, 7, and I came back again in this university in 2009. And from 2009 onwards, we started getting substantial funding from DST, UGC, CSIR, and other funding agencies. And almost like I got the funding, approximate outlay of funding which I got through various funding agencies around 5 to 6 crore. Through this substantial funding, we have created a wonderful infrastructure for sensor technology. And जैसे कहते हैं ना सोने पे सुहागा in 2016, the RUSA proposal was, I mean, RUSA has advised and requested universities to submit proposal in various areas. And then what we thought, my group thought that we should submit proposal for establishment of RUSA Center for Advanced Sensor Technology. And we went ahead and submitted proposal. And fortunately, RUSA has sanctioned that proposal and we got 1.5 crore. Through that funding, we purchased a mask aligner, which is very unique facility for development of semiconductor devices. And I have procured various facilities for material synthesis, characterization, and device fabrication. What I did in 2016 by the sanction of this RUSA center from RUSA government of Maharashtra, we transfer all those equipment which I have procured through various funding agencies. We transfer those equipments under single roof. And you see, like we have created a wonderful platform for research scholars across the state of Maharashtra to do research in materials, characterization, and device fabrication, particularly sensor technology. And then we, myself, along with my colleague, Dr. Kunal Datta, we started thinking of initiation of MSc Electronics to begin with, because we thought we can have two different orientation of this MSc Electronics course. One orientation could be the students who are interested in industries. We can have a wonderful infrastructure at EDUKK. That could be one orientation. And as far as research is concerned, those who are interested in research, those students can use infrastructure of RUSA Center. And then that idea clicked to our mind. We prepared a proposal, submitted to the university, and the university authority was kind enough to allow us to start MSc Electronics course to begin with from 2016 at Dindal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra. So that was the first course which we have, first MSc Electronics course which we have initiated from Dindal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra. Let me share my screen so that I can tell you the entire story of this Department of Electronics. So later on, what we did, to begin with, as I mentioned earlier, course was started, this MSc Electronics course was started at Dindal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra in 2016. Later on, university was kind enough to establish new department. So this new Department of Electronics was established in the campus of university from 2017 onwards. This is the building of Department of Electronics. In fact, we have housed this Department of Electronics in the same building. This, you can see the title, University Innovation Center. In fact, in this particular building, there are three different sections. One is Department of Electronics, other is RUSA Center for Advanced Sensor Technology. As I mentioned earlier, we are sharing the infrastructure of RUSA Center for Advanced Sensor Technology. And third one is DST has given us 2.6 crore for establishment of science, technology and innovation hub for the upliftment of SCST community. So that also center, we got substantial funding and we have procured very good infrastructure as well. So we have housed all those three department in the same building. And Department of Electronics is the integral part of this particular center. As I mentioned earlier, Department of Electronics was separately established in the campus of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University in 2017. At present, we are offering two different courses, MSc Electronics, with two different orientation, Advanced Sensor Technology and Industrial Automation. And we also offer PhD Electronics. Let me tell you, my friend, this is self-finance course. But let me tell you, the fees is not that much very high. It is only 15,000 per annum, right? And this is not going to be, and moreover, all those students, SC, ST, NT, OBC student, those who are getting fellowship from Government of India and the Government of Maharashtra, they are going to have the exemption in all entire fees, entire tuition fees rather. Okay, so and moreover, all the facilities, right? Whatever the other facilities are there, which have been proposed by Government of Maharashtra, those facilities, those exemption in fee structure is going to be available for students, those who are going to admit in this department. What are the? Let me tell you the eligibility criteria. The student who have completed BSc Electronics or BSc with Electronics as one of the optional subject. This is one of the eligibility criteria. And moreover, we thought like the student always study electronics, couple of electronics courses in physics as well. So we thought of, we got the eligibility criteria amended, and since last couple of years, we also enroll students, those who are having BSc with physics as one of the optional subject. Moreover, BHOK, because since we are generating good amount of student in BHOK, in the Dindal Upadhyay courses as well, Dindal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra as well. So those who have completed BHOK in industrial automation, they are also eligible. Similarly, many times the engineering students are also interested to do MSc Electronics. So we thought of having options for them as well. So those who have completed BTech in electronics and telecommunication engineering or electronics engineering, they are also eligible. Of course, they have to secure at least 50% marks for open category and 45% mark for research category in the qualifying examination. As far as the salient feature of this department is concerned, department has state-of-the-art facilities in two different sectors, as I mentioned earlier. industrial automation and advanced sensor technology. And let me tell you, my friend, this is the only university wherein the state-of-the-art facilities is available in the area of industrial automation and advanced sensor technology for doing MSc Electronics. This department offers highly time relevant curriculum that is being regularly updated as per the suggestions of industry experts. Because we are having the linkages with 54 industries, and every year what we do at the end of every year, we always have meeting with industry expert, and we sit together, we ask them what kind of changes you are expecting. So we every year we are doing fine tuning in the curriculum. There are, as I mentioned earlier, there are two different orientation of this MSc Electronics course. Research, we have got research orientation in sensor technology and industry orientation in industrial automation. Let me tell you, let me give you glimpses of the course structure. You can see we are teaching electronic system in first semester I'm talking about, because mainly first semester we are focusing on core and foundation courses, but there are some generic elective as well, because those who want to have like research orientation, we need to give them test of research right from first semester itself. So we started research methodology course, and you can see a review of literature and foundation formulation of topic of research project of industry project or product development. This is mandatory course for student right from first semester. So what we do, we teach them research methodology, and we don't teach them a bookish research methodology. We always teach them how the literature review can be done, how topic can be formulated, and then how hypothesis can be formulated, how the objectives can be formulated, how the methodologies can be adopted, right? So this is what the main focus of this, because this is only 1 credit course. And then student will be doing literature review on their own, because if those who want to do research orientation, then for them we always give them some research oriented problem. Those who are interested in industry, we always ask them to go to the industry, identify the problem, do the literature survey, and see what kind of innovative approach you can adopt to resolve the problem, right? So this is what the training we are giving right from first semester, which is going to be which is really unique in the state of Maharashtra. As far as semester 2 is concerned, you can see here, these two courses are mandatory, Embedded System 2 and Microcontroller Interfacing. But right from second semester, we started elective course. We have in generic elective, there are two options, right? Those who want to go for research orientation, so you can see they can go for sensors and actuators. And those who want to go for industry orientation, they can go for industrial robotics. Similarly, for general elective 3, for research orientation, we have provided option for the student like advanced sensor technology, and those who are interested in industrial process and instrumentation. And then as far as we have one lab course and one research project right from second semester itself, like they have to do, like first of all they are going to formulate and they will start working on the same project, either it will be research project or it will be industry project. Because those who going to opt for the research orientation, they will be working on the research project, and those who going to opt industry orientation, they will be working on industry project. Similarly, in third semester as well, these two courses are compulsory: programmable logic controllers and AR microcontrollers. Whereas again, two courses of generic elective. You can see applied hydraulics and pneumatics, PC-based instrumentation, VLSI designing, computational modeling and simulation. Particularly for research orientation, we advise students to go for this course, computational modeling and simulation. And those who want to have industry orientation, they will go for applied hydraulics and pneumatics. Similarly, in generic elective 5, you can see characterization tools in sensors. This would be like a kind of course the student can opt, those who are interested in research orientation, and those who are interested in the industry orientation, they can go for industrial networking. So that kind of option is available. And then one lab course and one project, the same project they are going to conduct. And the last semester, you can see again this communication technology and IoT, these are going to be mandatory courses. And then we have got generic elective device fabrication technology, because since we are, as I mentioned earlier, I told you we have got mask aligner. The student can go for the device fabrication, sensor device fabrication, MEMS they can work on, semiconductor devices they can work on during their MSc, and those who are interested in the industry, they can go for flexible manufacturing technology. We have got wonderful infrastructure for that as well. Moreover, this is a true CBS system we have adapted. Therefore, we have generic elective as well as open elective. You can see in open elective, the student can opt any subject across the university department. Like student can go to chemistry department, mathematics department, computer science department, or even drama also. This is 4 credit course. Open elective course is mandatory, and student can go to any department. And then 1 lab course and 2 research lab. So this is how the course structure is. If you look at this course structure, you must have seen now. This is a very unique structure. Like as I mentioned earlier, we have given 2 different orientation. Research orientation, those who are really interested in research, they can have a wonderful training. We have got wonderful mentoring, grooming of the student during that MSc, how the research can be done. And similarly, those who want to have an industry orientation, as I mentioned earlier, since we are having 54 industrial collaborations, student always visit industry and identify the problem and try to resolve that problem innovatively. Let me tell you what kind of infrastructure we are having. As far as sensor technology division is concerned, we have got state-of-the-art facilities. Because whenever we are talking about the sensor, it's not like a superficial sensor. We always encourage students to start from materials. We always student to work on materials, so that all the sensor properties, whatever the properties you are expecting, that can be optimized right from material level. So we have got wonderful facilities, process laboratory for the material processing. And then this is another view of the process laboratory, a wonderful state-of-the-art facilities we have created. As far as fabrication is concerned, you can see this is CVD machine. This is indigenously developed CVD machine, by which student can grow carbon nanotubes or many other materials. Similarly, we have got 3 to 4 CH electrochemical bus station, through which we can do one-dimensional nanostructure, single nanowire devices we are working on, or we can do the coating of CNTs by various organic conducting polymers, right? And then, as I mentioned earlier, we are talking about devices. We are working on devices. Since we are working on devices, you need a probe station. This is again a wonderful facility we have created through DST funding. And then as far as devices are concerned, once the carbon nanotubes are aligned, because we are using probe station for aligning CNTs across the 2-terminal device, 3-terminal device. And then once all those 16 devices are ready, we need to wire bond those devices so that those devices can be tested. So we have got westbound wire bonder machine, semi-automatic wire bonder machine as well. This is another view of the fabrication laboratory in which the students are working. This is very sophisticated facilities, state-of-the-art facility we are having for device characterization. You can see this is Keithley 4200 semiconductor characterization system. Let us say a student working on semiconductor devices like diode, diode, then FETs, right? Those devices can be tested, can be characterized by using this Keithley 4200 semiconductor characterization system. Moreover, as far as the sensor characterization is concerned, this is indigenously developed dynamic sensor gas sensing setup. This is interface with this device. So, since we have interface, at a time 16 sensor devices can be tested. Whether it is 2-terminal or 3-terminal, 16 devices can be tested. This is a very unique facility available across the state. And this is hyperspectral imaging spectrophotometer, like for surface vegetation, students are using this. And let me tell you, this is a kind of very unique facility, the clean room of 10,000 class. In the university system, this kind of facility is rarely available across the country, because we have got this kind of facilities mostly in IITs. But students are really fortunate to have this kind of facilities in the campus of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. You can see this is a mask aligner. The SUS Microtech mask aligner, on which you can do any kind of pattern generation, right? Whatever pattern we are doing, as I mentioned earlier, we are working on the 16 device pattern. So that pattern we are developing here. Number one, we are working on FETs. those devices can be developed on by using this mask aligner, and we are working on MEMS devices as well. So any sort of semiconductor devices can be developed by using this mask aligner. As far as like whenever we are talking about devices, you need to deposit different layers of different materials, right? For that purpose you need very good e-beam and thermal evaporators. We have got Bosch coater in which we have got both the facilities, e-beam as well as thermal evaporator, which can be used for deposition of different materials, right? Because as far as the pattern is concerned, sometimes you need to deposit gold layer, sometimes you need to deposit chromium layer, platinum layer, that can be deposited efficiently right from several nanometer range to micrometer range. This is another view of the microsystem laboratory, which we call it as a clean room of 10,000 class. Another view. Then as far as the material characterization is concerned, we have got X-ray diffractometer, very, very unique system again, because with this XRD, because we have got Bruker XRD. This is a wonderful facility we have created, because here, whatever material you are, structural characterization can be done, because you whenever you want to go for altogether new material, you need to confirm what kind of structure you are going to have. For that purpose, you need to have this kind of machine. In fact, the one of the unique feature of this machine is you can do a powder sample, you can do the liquid sample, you can do, even if like we are working on micron level devices, we have got micro diffraction facilities, and you can do pair distribution function as well. So this is a very, because across the country there are very, very few XRD systems available which can have this kind of testing facilities available. Not only this, we have created this kind of infrastructure through various funded projects, right? So this Mark AFM with atomic force microscope with scanning tunneling microscope, we purchased through one of the DST project, DST SRB project. But like whenever you want to study the surface morphology, that surface morphology can be investigated through this AFM. Moreover, we have got electrochemical cell attached to this AFM, like in situ electrochemical polymerization can be done. This is again very unique facility. This is the FTIR and UV. Like whenever you are synthesizing materials, students should have these facilities available so that more number of experimentation can be done and optimization can be done very easily. So this was, I mean, the like whatever glimpses I have shown, this is the kind of the facilities we are having for doing research in sensor technology. But the students who are interested in industrial orientation, like then they should have the adequate infrastructure exposure, right? For that purpose, we have got wonderful facilities. We have got 6 laboratory conclaves, in fact. This is a foundation lab, mechanical feed and automation lab, control processing network lab, technical system lab, embedded and robotics lab, and automatic manufacturing lab. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are sharing this infrastructure with Dindal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra. These are the glimpses of the facilities in the area of industrial automation. You can see one here also a very, very unique state-of-the-art facilities, which is at par with in IITs in the country, because no engineering college have this kind of facilities available in the area of industrial automation. Process control lab, hydraulic and pneumatic lab, CIM lab. This is I mean the robotics and CIM laboratories. This is again you can see the programming and logic controllers, IoT lab, analog and digital electronics lab, power systems. Moreover, as I told you earlier too, these facilities are available. Students have access to these facilities 24/7. And we don't do practical by convention way, because we don't have a specific, of course we have a list of practicals to be conducted by the student, but apart from that, because those list of practicals, I mean those practicals student usually finish within first 1 or 2 weeks only. But rest of the semester, what we usually do, we always create some fault in the instruments, and we always student to do the debugging. Debugging means we always student to identify the faults and see, like you first of all, we always ask student to identify the fault, discuss with the faculty member, uh, propose the solution for, for getting the instruments in order, and then start working on that. So this kind of, practical orientation we are giving to the student. So with this, I'm going to stop here. But ultimate aim of my today's presentation was to tell you what kind of facilities available, what kind of unique approach we have adopted in the Department of Electronics to groom the students, and how we are grooming students in two different orientation, like one industry orientation, research orientation in the Department of Electronics of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. So admissions are open. Those who are interested, they can go ahead and enroll themselves for the course. Thank you very much.